Yo, what up, what up? It's your man, Big Brandon Carter, and in this video, I am going to show you the top 5 daily habits to improve your life and make you more successful. Here are the top 5 habits I've used to improve my life, my happiness, and my success rate. We built a multi-million-dollar business here at Bro Laboratories, 10 employees, customers all around the world. But these 5 habits are the ones I've used to make it easier and more predictable. If you do these things every day, success is basically guaranteed. So number 1, start waking up earlier. Getting up, man. You want to get up and get after it. I read a post once on lifehacker.com and they said the number 1 trait of most successful people is they all wake up early. Then I read another article in Fast Company magazine that corroborated this same statement when they interviewed some of the most successful people in the tech industry of our time, and almost all of them woke up no later than 6 a.m. I mean, there were some outliers, but what I found out was those outliers stayed up really late for whatever reason. But the majority of people got up early. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you see my story. I wake up between 4:30 and 6 a.m. almost every day. And the reason that's helped me so much is because when you wake up early, the world is kind of quieter. I can get to my office quicker because the commute's easier, there's less people around. And then when I get to the office, I try to get here at 7 or before 7 a.m. I get uninterrupted workflow. Nobody's emailing me, nobody's texting me. My employees aren't asking me questions. And I get 3 uninterrupted hours of quality work before we start our official workday at 10 a.m. That's when I want everyone to get in at 10 a.m. If I do that every day, I get my most important tasks done before the day even starts. And now I can be more of a manager, more of a coach the rest of the day because I got my most important tasks done before the day really even officially started. So I'm like way ahead of the game. But I also utilize tip number 2, which is I keep my phone on airplane mode until noon. I want to get most important work for the day done before noon. And then at noon, I turn my phone on. Then I'll respond to text messages. I'll respond to emails. I can be more reactive, but in the daytime, I'm proactive. I'm getting after it, right? And it's important to be uninterrupted because there's a great book on this called Deep Work. There's no such thing as multitasking. People think they're multitasking, but what they're really doing is switching in between tasks. And the problem with that is when you switch from one task to another, it takes a little bit of time for your brain to acclimate to the new task, right? And if you're constantly switching, right, you never get in that flow state. You know what I'm talking about? Like the flow where things start clicking and you start getting a lot of good work done. Like you always switching tasks, your brain's kind of flustered. And more importantly, that acclimation period from switching from one task to another, during that time, you're not as productive. Your brain hasn't acclimated to the new task, right? So the more acclimation periods you have, the less productive you are overall. I like to mitigate those by not having my phone on, because if I switch to checking texts or I get a notification on Instagram, somebody slid in my DM, now I'm switching to that task, it slows me down. I don't turn my phone on till noon. And initially some of my family members, they took issue with that. What if something happens? And my mom's like, what if something happens? I'm like, yo, mom, we don't live in the same city, we don't live in the same state. So if something happens before noon, you need it immediately. If it's an emergency like that, I probably can't help you. You should probably call the police, right? There's nothing I can do. I can't get to Pittsburgh between now and noon anyway. So people don't like that, but they get used to it. Everyone in my life has pretty much been trained to know that, they're not going to reach me before noon. It's okay. You can send a text. You can send a message. I just won't get it. If it's urgent, like life-threatening, you should call the authorities, not me, right? I'm not a superhero. Now, what I did do just to make my mom happy is I got a second phone. Almost no one has the number to, so it's like the bat phone. If that phone rings, I've never heard it ring, but if it rings, I know that it's an emergency. And if it rings and it's not an emergency, I'm cutting that person out of my life, right? They're fucking with my productivity, fucking with my money. But I actually take it a step further. My main phone never rings. I've never heard it ring. Pretty much train everyone in my life to not call me. If you want to get a hold of me, you better send me a text or an email or Slack or some messaging software, and I'll get to you on my time. You're not going to just interrupt me with a goddamn phone call because I got shit to do. I'm out here trying to win. I'm trying to make it. There's a reason LeBron James is not checking his goddamn text messages during the timeout, right? Because he's focused. He's in a game. And that's how I feel when I'm here at work, man. This is my game. I got my jersey on. I'm out here trying to dunk on the competition. I don't want no interruptions, at least until noon. At noon, all right, cool. Still, don't call me. I will block you. That's a productivity tip. You can't let people interrupt you. Interruptions and deviated attention are a cancer to productivity, all right? They will crush you. They will keep you unsuccessful, right? And that's why it's so important to keep the phone off, because, man, these cell phones, I got an iPhone and a Google Pixel. Google, Apple, and all the companies that make these social networks, they have literally hired the smartest people in the world. And they've given them one task, and that is to get your attention. You're not going to be able to compete with them, so don't play that game, man. So you keep your phone off, get to work, and then turn it on after noon. And that brings us to tip number 3. I want you to write down 3 things every day before you start your day. You want to have 3 things that if you accomplish these 3 tasks, only 3, no more than 3, the day is successful. You won the day. My man MF CEO, he has a podcast about it, and maybe I'll link it to someone in the list, but said, man, you just pick 3 tasks that will really move the needle. It can't be minor stuff. It has to be like 3 things that will really take you forward, right? Will really help you progress that day. And if you do those 3 things and nothing else, you won the day. You had a successful day. That's the criteria for picking these 3 things. No more than 3. You can't have 50 things, right? And if you got 50 things, pick the top 3. And you want to get those top 3 things done before noon. So even if you fuck off the rest of the day, you still won. Now, if you're a beast, then you just keep going and knocking out your other tasks after noon. But if you knock out those 3 things before noon, you won the day. And all you want to do is win each day. And if you win each day, then guess what? You won each week. And if you win each week, then guess what? You win each month. And if you win each month, you win the whole year. And your whole life will be different a year from today, right? And if you win every year, guess what? You win at life. See, everybody's always trying to hit a home run every time. That's not how success works, right? You guys are trying to throw a Hail Mary on the first play of the game, man. It's a game of inches. You just want to win each day. And then it accumulates. It's compound interest, right? Because the more successful you are, the more successful you get, because you get more opportunities. You have more resources to get more success. It starts to compound. Number 4 is meditation. I started meditating years ago, and I meditate about 10 minutes a day. I try to do one in the afternoon as well, but I usually just get one in the morning, just 10 minutes. And what I do is I do a kind of meditation called Vipassana meditation, all right? And this is where you focus on your breath. You just breathe normally, you focus on your breath. And every time your attention wavers, you start thinking about something other than your breath, then you just bring your attention back, right? And the key is to try to get 10 minutes of only focusing on your breath without any other thoughts. It's the hardest thing in the world. Nothing is harder than this. And it's okay if you mess up. You're going to. Everyone does, right? Including me, probably especially me. I'm kind of ADD. I'm all over the place. I don't know if you noticed. But every time my mind wanders and then I bring it back, that's a rep. I used to punish myself for letting my mind wander, but no, I need to celebrate the fact that I brought myself back, because that's the rep. Like lifting the dumbbells, like working out your mind. And the reason this is important and why you want to do this is because we said deviated attention, right? Switching tasks, thinking about things that are not the most important task at hand. When your focus and your attention wavers, you become less productive. So Vipassana meditation, or any kind of meditation, what it does is it teaches you to focus on one thing at a time, or it helps you at least get better at it. And the more you can do that, the more successful you'll become. And I guarantee, if you look at interviews of successful people, the vast majority of them do some sort of meditation almost every day. Tim Ferriss, he has a podcast where he interviews really some of the most successful people alive, and almost all of them, over 90%, meditate every day, and they do it for that reason. Your ability to keep your attention on your most important things and work on them until they are done is really like the superpower. It is the thing that will make you successful. It is the one thing. And then finally, rounding it off, you want to plan out your day the night before when you go to sleep. And the reason you want to do this is because, remember, you want to hit the ground running when you wake up. You want to wake up early. You don't want to be planning this shit. You want to be working. As soon as you wake up, bam, you know exactly what you do. You're able to wake up, kick in the door, 2 guns up, shoot everything that moves. Okay, that's what you want to do. You want to be thinking and planning. You want to be able to knock that shit out. Here's another reason that's helpful is because when you think about your day, the next day, and plan it out, your subconscious mind gets to work on that thing while you're asleep. Right? I know that's kind of woo-woo. You don't have to believe that. If nothing else, just know that it's better to have a game plan when you get on the field instead of trying to make shit up on the fly. Right? We can all agree on that. So to recap, 5 tips that will make you successful. Number 1, wake up early. Right? So you're gonna have to go to sleep early too. I go to sleep between 10 and 11 because you will have a lot of uninterrupted time to work on your most important task. Number 2, keep your phone off until noon so you can work on your most important tasks and get them done before noon. Number 3, pick the top 3 most important things you want to do each day and focus on getting those done before noon. Those are your most important tasks. You know what I'm saying? You can call them MITs. Knock those out. Number 4, start some sort of meditation practice. I like Vipassana meditation because it's simple and it ain't all woo. It's really, it's not like religious or, fantastical. It's just, hey, I just train myself to focus on my brain. It's like exercise for the brain, right? Hey, meditation's been proven to increase testosterone levels, and it does that because it lowers cortisol levels. So your testosterone would actually go up, right? So it's good for you. It's good for gains. It's good for productivity. It's a workout for your brain. We on this channel we talk about working out the body, building biceps. You gotta get a 6-pack of the mind. And tip number 5, you want to plan your day the night before so you're ready to hit the ground running. You do it every day, can't help but be successful. Success is literally guaranteed. These are the things I did to build a multi-million-dollar company, things I did to build the body that I wanted, and really just the whole life. My whole lifestyle is based off this. The 3 things should be related to your overall goal for that week, and your goals for that week should be related to your overall goals for that month, and your goals for that month should be related to your overall goal for that year, and the goal for that year should be related to your 5-year plan, your vision of where you want to be 5 years from now. Hey, in my next video, I'll talk about how to set goals and how to make plans to achieve them. This is part of it, though. This is part of it. You have to win each day once you have the plan. Win each day, man. Comment on this video your top success habits or things that you find helpful, right? Maybe I want to learn from you guys. What are some of your success habits? If you like this video, hit the like button, all right? Subscribe if you haven't. And also, those of you who want to learn how to start a business, I have a free training. Click the link in the description. It's a free training on how I built my online fitness business, and it's free, and hopefully it'll help you too, man.